Hey guys, welcome back to another Gaming Memories video. Here we are taking a look at Chill, a unique snowboarding game that was published by Eidos Interactive and developed by Silicon Dreams Studio in 1998. The game had also a scheduled release for the Sega Saturn, and the game had been completed, but due to different issues with the development company, that version of the game never saw the light of day, although a leaked version was made available on the internet back in 2011. But the same was almost said for the PlayStation version, as Eidos had nearly decided to cancel the project entirely closer to the launch of the game, also as they obviously weren't happy with some of the elements that was in the game. They probably didn't feel that it was up to the standard that they were expecting. There's very little information that can be found online pretty much about this game for the most part, and it's one of many snowboarding titles that were developed for the PlayStation over the years during its lifespan. So the game itself consists of 5 tracks spread over 5 different environments that offers up a unique 2-player mode as well that can be played both with vertical and horizontal split screen modes. From what I have been able to find online, the game did get okay to mixed reviews, and from the initial first impressions of the game, graphically, in my own honest opinion, the game looks okay for what it does offer, but I've seen and played better looking snowboarding games on the PlayStation, and having spent time with playing the game, the tracks themselves are quite long, and there is some unique and different touches to the game that you wouldn't see in a lot of these type of games as well. In some of the tracks towards the end, you would jump off a cliff, and then what you have to do is you parachute then onto a landing zone at the bottom, where you'll have kind of a marker or a pinpoint to let you know where you can land, so you have to try and land on some of them to get more points and so forth. That in itself is quite a cool feature. But what's it generally like to play overall? Well, I did spend some time playing through the game, and I was playing through the campaign, and like I mentioned, the tracks are very long-winded, and there's different routes that you can take with loads of different obstacles and environmental hazards to avoid. But the control system, compared that to the likes of, if you've ever played Cool Borders 2 or Cool Borders 1, those games were more arcade focused, but they were definitely a lot easier to just get into and pick up and play. The control system was definitely more user friendly, especially for beginners. This here felt very cluunky, and it just felt very unresponsive at times. If you got caught on a hazard, like say if you hit a bunch of logs on the screen, sometimes you would get caught, and it'd be very hard for you to try and compose yourself to get back on the track. Now you can do various different stunts, but it's hard to be able to pull them off, because when you're jumping, especially from a normal standpoint, when you're just going along a normal slope, you don't really jump that high. The only way you can really pull off any significant moves is if you manage to hit a ramp or a big jump, and even at that, the move sets are quite limited compared to other games that were released on the PlayStation where you can pull off loads of different move sets. This game is fairly limited in what it can do, and a lot of times you will find you'll just be using trial and error to try and find out the move sets that you're looking for. So it really just is a case of just beginner's luck pretty much. And there are some neat little features, especially with the likes of even the replay modes. It does look very cinematic depending on what you're doing in the races, where you're going through different checkpoints, and it tries to combine a load of different elements. But overall, in my honest opinions, it's okay for a quick playthrough. It's not going to break any new grounds. It is basic at best. If you're into snowboarding games, this might be something that you could try out, even if it's just for an hour or two, just to try and play it. Now I find, in my own opinion, I quickly got bored of it, because I find that there is better games out there, which there is. If you're looking for better alternatives, you can try the Cool Border series, and there's quite a few other games out on the PlayStation that will provide a better experience. And I'll leave it up to you to see what you think of the game itself, if it is something that you do want to play, and if you do like snowboarding games, it might be worth a try. And I would love to know your thoughts on this game if you have played it yourself, and if so, what do you think of it? Do you think it's an overall decent game, or maybe not so much? Would you prefer to play other snowboarding games that were released on the PlayStation? So I'd love to hear what you think of this game, so be sure to share it down in the comments below. And if you'd like to see more of these type of videos where I do provide other gameplay and review style videos where I do share my thoughts and opinions of these unique and quirky games that were released only on the PlayStation 1, then make sure to leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon to be updated when those videos are released. And do feel free to check around the other videos on the channel where I do provide other videos on similar type of games that were also released on the PS1 back in the day. So be sure to check those videos out, and until next time, make sure to keep playing those classic games and enjoying them, and keep those gaming memories alive.